Have you ever stopped to think why, just when you try hardest to avoid something, it seems to happen? Why, even when you repeat, "I'll succeed," your body still fills with anxiety? Why, after so much effort, life seems to stall exactly where you fear it most? The answer isn't chance, it's not bad luck, and most importantly, it's not your lack of effort. In fact, there's something invisible happening inside you every day, with every thought, with every emotion, that's constructing your reality even when you think you're doing the opposite. And the most surprising thing is, you're not broken, you're not wrong, you've just never been taught how your mind really works. In this video, you'll discover why your subconscious mind is faithfully obeying your fears even when you swear you're focused on what you want. You'll understand the 3 invisible mistakes that sabotage 99% of people seeking change. And, most importantly, you will learn a simple practice which takes only 15 minutes a day, capable of reprogramming your reality without struggle, without willpower, without suffering. If you're tired of trying, forcing, visualizing, and nothing changes, stay until the end. Because what you're about to hear from now on may be the missing key, not to attracting what you desire, but to stop attracting what you fear. You are unknowingly building the very thing you fear most. There is a silent irony in many people's lives. The more they try to avoid a painful situation, running out of money, losing a loved one, or professional failure, the more they seem to attract it. This is not bad luck, nor a punishment. It is the natural workings of an invisible force that shapes your reality every day, the subconscious mind. It doesn't understand logic. It doesn't comprehend denial. It doesn't judge intentions. It operates with vivid images and intense emotions and transforms what is frequently repeated into concrete experience. When you think, "I can't lose my job," your subconscious doesn't register the no. It only sees the scene, you unemployed, anxious, insecure. And like a loyal servant, it begins to align your actions, choices, and perceptions to make this image real. This happens because the subconscious's language is sensory and symbolic, not verbal. It doesn't read words. It reads feelings, sensations, mental scenes. And above all, it responds to what is dominant, not to what is occasional. It's not enough to repeat positive affirmations for 5 minutes upon waking if, for the rest of the day, your mind is immersed in fear, doubt, or scarcity. What really counts is not the thought you want to have, but the one that returns automatically when you're distracted, stressed, or about to fall asleep. This is your dominant mental pattern. It defines your reality, not your momentary desires. The subconscious mind observes your average emotional frequency and translates it into external circumstances. If, most of the time, you live in a vibration of lack, urgency, or insecurity, it doesn't matter how many times you say, "I am abundant." Your inner world is sending another message, and that's the one that will manifest. Your outer life is a perfect reflection of your inner world. Trying to change only external conditions, changing jobs, seeking a new partner, chasing more money, without transforming the internal patterns that generated them, is like trying to clean a smudge on a mirror without touching your dirty face. The reflection will always come back cloudy. Cause precedes effect. Always. And the cause lies in the thoughts you harbor, the emotions you cultivate, and the images you repeat, consciously or unconsciously. Wanting to change the world without changing yourself is an endeavor doomed to frustration. There are 3 invisible errors that keep you stuck. First, focus on what you want to avoid. Saying, "I don't want to be poor," plants the seed of poverty. The subconscious doesn't understand. It only sees the image of scarcity. The solution isn't to deny fear, but to replace it with a clear image of what you want, with sensory and emotional details. Second, confuse dedication with neurotic effort. There's a profound difference between being committed to a goal and clinging to it desperately. Forced effort, laden with anxiety, blocks the flow of the creative mind. Calm, aligned, consistent dedication, but without attachment to the outcome, opens space for unexpected solutions. The best ideas come in the shower, not at a pressured desk. Insight comes in calm, not in tension. Third, judge what you desire. When you see someone prosper and think, "I must have done something wrong or this isn't for people like me," you're not judging the other person. You're judging the possibility of having that for yourself. The mind seeks internal coherence. If you condemn other people's wealth, success, or happiness, your subconscious understands, "This isn't for me," and it silently pushes you away. Envy disguised as opinion is one of the most subtle forms of self-sabotage. Fear often disguises itself as prudence. It's best not to delude myself. I need a plan B. I don't want to create expectations, phrases that sound responsible, but in practice, cancel your request before it's even processed. The subconscious interprets this as distrust in the very possibility of achievement. Worse, fear operates through neural repetition. The more you imagine failure scenarios, the more your brain treats them as real, activating physiological and behavioral responses that make them happen. You become magnetized to the negative, not by fate, but by mental habit. Imagine your mind as a fertile garden. Each thought is a seed. The subconscious is the soil. It doesn't choose what to cultivate, it only makes what was planted grow. If you sow thorns, criticism, fear, and self-criticism, you will reap pain. If you plant flowers, gratitude, clarity, and trust, you will reap beauty. The essential question is not why my life isn't changing, but what seeds am I planting today? At the end of each day, observe your dominant thoughts, not to judge them, but to witness them. This simple observation is already the first act of freedom. You don't need to fight fear. You just need to realize it's there. Awareness is the light that dissolves the automatic shadow. When you become the inner witness, that part of you that observes thoughts without identifying with them, gains the power to choose which ones to feed. It's not about eliminating negative thoughts, but about not giving them emotional energy. A thought without emotion is like a dry seed. It doesn't germinate. Reprogramming doesn't require intensity, but consistency. A single visualization doesn't change anything. But 15 minutes a day, before bed, can reconfigure your reality in weeks. Why before bed? Because at that moment, the brain enters the theta state, a highly receptive frequency where the barriers between conscious and subconscious dissolve. It's the perfect window to sow new possibilities. How to do it. 1. Relax your body completely. Lie down in silence, without screens, without distractions. 2. Create a mental movie in the first person. Don't watch yourself succeed. Live the success. 3. Incorporate physical sensations. The weight of your wallet in your pocket, your partner's hug, the energy in your body. 4. Nourish it with emotion, how you would feel if this were already real. Gratitude, relief, joy, feel it now. And then, let go. Don't keep checking if it's working. Trust. You don't need to know how it will happen. Your only task is to know what you want, with clarity and feeling. The how is the work of the universe, of subconscious intelligence, of life. It's like using a GPS. You enter the destination, not the route. You are not trapped by the past, circumstances, or inherited beliefs. Your reality is a real-time reflection of what you cultivate silently, in the thoughts you repeat, the emotions you harbor, the images you inhabit. Change your inner world, and the outer world will reorganize itself, not by magic, but by coherence. Because life always responds to what you believe, not with words, but with the totality of your being. And in the end, the greatest freedom is not getting what you want, but knowing that you are the gardener, and that in each moment you can choose what to plant. Perhaps for the first time, you are realizing that it is not the world that is against you. It is what you have been repeating silently within your own mind that is shaping your life. And this realization, it is already transformation. Because now, every time a fearful thought arises, you will be able to choose to feed it or simply observe it and plant another seed. You don't have to change everything today. You just need to start paying attention to what you are cultivating. And if anything here resonated with you, if it touched on something you've been feeling but couldn't name, share in the comments a word that summed up this message for you. It could be garden, mirror, trust. Let go of anything that resonated with you. Because when you name a truth, it stops being abstract and starts to become real. And remember, you're not trying to control life. You're learning to trust it and yourself. Until next time.